great class, 2022.
The oldest title in Christendom. Archon means leader. The term originated in ancient Greece. Pericles, he was an archon, the leaders of ancient Athens, where democracy was developed initially. And the term archon traveled over the centuries from ancient times, the leaders of Greece, to Byzantium. And there was a whole cadre of archons with various responsibilities, first in the empire and then the empire into the church.
The Order of St. Andrew, Archons of the Ecumenical Patriarchate, recognized extraordinary leaders with the Athenagoras Human Rights Award. The 2022 Athenagoras Human Rights Award honoree is His Beatitude Theodoros II, Pope and Patriarch of Alexandria and all Africa. As it was announced, it was not only the first personal visit to America paid by His Beatitude Theodoros II, Pope and Patriarch of Alexandria and all Africa, but also it was the first ever visit paid of the primate of one of the 5 ancient churches, the Church of Alexandria, to the New World, America.
With utmost respect, gratitude, admiration for your vision and pastoral leadership throughout Africa, your advocacy of religious freedom and Orthodox unity, and steadfast support of the Ecumenical Patriarchate, we declare His Beatitude Patriarch Theodoros II, Pope and Patriarch of Alexandria and all Africa, to be the 2022 Athenagoras Human Rights Award. Axios, 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 εις πολλάτη μακαριότατα. After 1,000 years, this visionary leader, His Beatitude, resurrected the female deacon, the elder catechist Theano. We want female archons. We want female archons. Women. You know, Christianity is the most persecuted religion in the world, and now the Patriarchate of Moscow is among the most egregious perpetrators of that persecution, Christians against Christians. By brother Slavic Christians, even worse. And this was done as a direct revenge response to His Beatitude's heroic recognition of Ukraine's autocephaly. This man, Patriarch Theodoros II, likewise has fought the Russian Patriarchate's illegal incursion and invasion into St. Mark's Holy See to protect his flock and the traditions of our Holy Orthodox Church. The Archons of America will continue to do the right thing and support the Mother Church and the courageous decisions His All Holiness makes for religious freedom and human rights.
Αξίως και δικαίως το τάγμα του Αγίου Ανδρέου απονέμει το Athenagoras Human Rights Award για το έτος 2022 στο μακαριότατον Πάπα και Πατριάρχην Αλεξανδρίας και πάσης Αφρικής, Κύριον Θεόδωρο, τιμών την μεγάλη προσφορά του προς την Εκκλησία και των άνθρωπων, καθώς και τους αγώνας του για την προάσπιση του δικαιώματος της θρησκευτικής ελευθερίας εις την Αφρική, την Μεγάλη Ήπειρον, εις την οποία, όπως λέγει ο μακαριότατος αδελφός, ανήκει το μέλλον. Υπενθυμίζουμε ότι η Αγία και Μεγάλη Σύνοδος της Ορθοδόξου Εκκλησίας, η οποία συνήλθε στην Κρήτη το 2016, εξήρεν ως θεμελιώδες ανθρώπινο δικαίωμα την προστασία της αρχής της θρησκευτικής ελευθερίας υπό πάσας τας προοπτικάς αυτής. Ο Αλεξανδρίας Θεόδωρος είναι αυθεντικός υπερασπιστής της ανθρωπίνης ελευθερίας. Άξιος μακαριότατος.
His Beatitude Theodoros II, the 116th Pope and Patriarch of Alexandria. He is the only Pope in the Orthodox Church, and his title also applies, you know, that to the Bishop of Rome. He is the Roman Catholic Pope. But the word Pope is from the Greek word papas, which means father. And his beatitude is a true father to all Africa. The apostolic foundation of the Most Holy Patriarchate of Alexandria, combined with the tradition of the learning in the city founded by Alexander the Great and exemplified by the great library, produced the greatest center for the flowering of Christian theology the world has ever known. We are here to honor him with the Athenagoras Human Rights Award, to award him for his unwavering support of the Mother Church of Constantinople and for his visionary mission across the continent of Africa. We praise his Beatitude's courageous stand for the autocephaly of the Orthodox Church in Ukraine, a stand that is manifestly righteous and right. His Beatitude is an admirer of the Slavic tradition, for he has much experience from his time as the patriarchal exarch in Odessa in Ukraine. He has had warm relationships with the Ukrainian and the Russian churches, but because of his righteous stance, the Moscow Patriarchate, which is supporting full-on aggression and violence against the Ukrainian people, as well as the illegal seizure of the Ukrainian lands by sham elections at gunpoint, has uncanonically, the Patriarchate of Moscow, has uncanonically invaded the continent of Africa, which is the complete ecclesiastical domain of the Most Holy Patriarchate of Alexandria. It is only fitting that your Beatitude receives this high distinction of the Athenagoras Human Rights Award. Moreover, the fact that it is bestowed on the evening that commences your Beatitude's 18th anniversary of election. So, I would like to express on behalf of this Assembly and the entire Archdiocese of America our heartfelt congratulations for all of your accomplishments, together with our wholehearted prayers and best wishes for your mission, the mission of sowing the seeds of the Orthodox Christian faith throughout Africa and peace throughout the world. Πολλά τα έτη σας, μακαριότατα.
Allow me to publicly thank Archon Nick Furis, working in collaboration with Metropolitan George of Guinea to create a wonderful Archon tribute video.
Named after one of the most prominent church leaders in the 20th century, the Ecumenical Patriarch Athenagoras Human Rights Award was established by the Order of St. Andrew the Apostle in 1986 to acknowledge individuals or institutions that exemplify the protection of human rights in our fragmented and fragile world. Patriarch Theodore was born in Crete. He studied at the famous Rizarios school in Athens and at the University of Thessaloniki. Before his election as Patriarch, he served the Church of Crete as exarch to Patriarchs Nicholas and Parthenius of Alexandria, to Russia in Odessa, as vicar of Patriarch Petros, and finally as Metropolitan of Cameroon, and then Metropolitan of Zimbabwe. In the person of Patriarch Theodore, the Athenagoras Human Rights Award highlights a quartet of unique yet complementary dimensions in his advocacy of human rights. Not only has Patriarch Theodore championed the human rights of the people of Africa, the canonical prerogatives of the Church of Constantinople, and the ecclesiastical privileges of the faithful in Ukraine, but he has also protected the long-standing jurisdictional rights of his own Patriarchate of Alexandria against the recent uncanonical invasion of the Moscow Patriarchate into its ecclesiastical territory, which came in direct retaliation against Patriarch Theodore's recognition of the autocephaly of Ukraine.
It was really a great honor for the Order of St. Andrew to bestow the 2022 Athenagoras Human Rights Award to a real humanitarian, a shepherd, a loving pastor, the Patriarch of Alexandria and all Africa. You know, he's the 118th successor of the founder of the church in Egypt and all of Africa, and that was Saint Mark the Evangelist, the one who wrote our gospel, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. His ministry is comprised of hundreds of churches, over 800 priests, 50 bishops, hospitals, medical centers, medical clinics. He baptized into the church hundreds of individuals and is a great philanthropist. It's a privilege to make a humble donation. We offered $100,000.
In America, we used to say, God bless America, your Beatitude. But for tonight, we can say, God bless Africa.
John Katamitidis offered $100,000. Others will be offering significant funds for his, really, it's a missionary patriarch.
On behalf of the Katsimatidis Foundation, we are donating $100,000 in addition to the Archons' $100,000. And we had dinner the other night with his Beatitude, and he talked to us about the thousands and thousands of kids that are dying in Africa and that they need help. We talked to us about the attacks from the Russians on the Greek Orthodox Church of Alexandria in Africa. So I urge all of you to stand up and be counted, whether you can give $1,000 or $2,000 or $5,000 or $10,000, whatever. Get in touch with Mr. Limbarakis or His Eminence Archbishop's office and make your contribution to help these kids and help the Archdiocese of Africa. And guess what? When you go to sleep, your heart would feel better. Thank you. Today we are helping the children of Africa. And on behalf of my children, Andrea, John, and John Jr., we are proud that Patriarch was here to receive, and we want to be able to help those kids. They deserve a better life. Thousands of kids are dying in Africa, and it's not fair. We should help them, save them.
We went to Africa and we saw firsthand some of the sufferings of the children, and some of the kids didn't even have shoes or food, and it really broke our heart, and we're just happy to help in any way that we can, and we're happy to help the church in Africa as well.
In their heart, they want to help the children of Africa.
Ανέρχομαι σε τούτο το βήμα με πολλή συγκίνηση Η βράβευση ενός προσώπου είναι τιμή για το λήπτη του. Φρονώ όμως ότι η τιμή ανήκει και σε όσους το αποφασίζουν. Επιτρέψατε μου να αφιερώσω την άκρος τιμητική διάκριση, το βραβείο Πατριάρχης Αθηναγόρας, σε όλους εκείνους που νύχτα και ημέρα αγωνίζονται κοντά μου. Μεγάλο βάρος των αδικουμένων ζουν στην Αφρικανική Ήπειρο, η οποία και ταυτίζεται εδαφικά και πνευματικά με το παλέφατο Αποστολικό Πατριαρχείο. Έρχομαι από την Ήπειρο που γέννησε και ανέθρεψε τον πρωτοπόρο των έμπονων προσπαθειών. Η σκέψη μου τρέχει με θαυμασμό στη μορφή και στους αγώνες κατά του Απαρχάιντ. Συμπορεύομαι νοερά με τον μακαριστό Αρχιεπίσκοπο που γνώρισα και αγάπησα Βορείου και Νοτίου Αμερικής, κυρών Ιάκωβων. Όταν συμμετείχε στην πορεία Χέλμα Αλαμπάμπα σφίγγοντας το χέρι του Μάρτιν Λούθερ κατά τη ματωμένη Κυριακή. Δεν έγινε στη συνέχεια ένα απλό εξώφυλλο στο περιοδικό Life, αλλά κέρδισε διαπαντός θέση στα φιλοκάρδια κάθε αντιρατσιστή και προοδευτικού ατόμου της εποχής του. Εδώ, στην Αμερικανική Ήπειρο που δικαίως καυχάται για τις δημοκρατικές και φιλελεύθερες πρακτικές, που σέβεται την προσωπικότητα του άλλου, που αξιοποιεί τις ικανότητες, που εκτιμά τις δυνατότητές του και καλλιεργεί τις πιθανότητες να ωφελήσει τον άλλον ανεξάρτητα από θρησκευτικές, φιλετικές, μορφωτικές καταβολές. Αναμφιβόλα, ενώ ως Πατριαρχείο ζούμε και υπάρχουμε στην πιο πλούσια σε φυσικούς πόρους Ήπειρο, έχουμε, παιδιά μου, τους πιο φτωχούς ανθρώπους. Δεν στερούνται μόνο των αλλικών αγαθών, αλλά και των στοιχειωδών δικαιωμάτων, αυτών που ενώ για όλο τον κόσμο είναι λογικά και αυτανόητα, εκεί είναι όνειρο. Η δουλειά, αντί για δικαίωμα προς βιοπορισμό, εύκολα γίνεται δουλεία, με θύματα ακόμη και μικρά παιδιά. Σας παρακαλώ θερμά, ενεργήστε ο καθένας όπου και όπως μπορεί, ώστε να μείνουν στο παρελθόν τέτοιες καταστάσεις. Πάντα εγώ ταπεινά θα συνεχίσω να προσεύχομαι και εμπράκτος να αγωνίζομαι στεναρά προς τούτος. Παιδιά μου, μπροστά σας είναι ο Θεόδωρος ο Δεύτερος. Η Κρήτη με γέννησε, αλλά η Αφρική με κέρδισε.
His Beatitude Theodoros II, Pope and Patriarch of Alexandria and all Africa, expressed thankfulness for the honor and bestowed a medal to His Eminence Archbishop Theodoros of America and to Archon and the National Commander of the Order of St. Andrew of the Archons of the Ecumenical Patriarchate, Dr. Anthony Liberakis. His Beatitude Theodoros II, Pope and Patriarch of Alexandria and all Africa, also offers symbolic gifts to the spiritual advisor of the Order of St. Andrew, the Apostle of the Archons of the Ecumenical Patriarchate, Father Alexander Karloutsos, Protopresbyter of the Ecumenical Patriarchate, and to Archon Notarius and Chairman of the Order's Religious Freedom Initiative, John Katsimatidis. His Beatitude Theodoros II, Pope and Patriarch of Alexandria and all Africa, thank His Eminence George, Metropolitan of Guinea, and His Eminence Nikodimos, Metropolitan of Memphis, for their support, as well as his sister Ariel Mahla and his nephew Michalis for their emotional support. Dr. Despina Afentouli for Modern Odyssey Now on BronxNet.